Live from Los Angeles, you are watching Midnight Movie Talk Sunday Evening Spectacular. Thank you for being here. If you have not liked, subscribed yet, please do so right now. Hit the button for me. Or as the phrase goes, smash the like button. Let's get to it. We're hoping to get Scott Menzel live from the Telluride Film Festival, where a number of huge films, awards films, are debuting both in Telluride and Venice, and then Toronto to follow. He'll give us some insight on things like Poor Things, in addition to Maestro. And I know he's also seen, I'm not sure about The Killer. We're going to talk about that debut today. I believe that was a Venice film. That's Fincher. And why are we angry? Because it's on Netflix, and Netflix doesn't give you wide theatrical because they're idiots. Right? 100%. Equalizer wins the weekend. 30.5 here, 60.6 worldwide. It's up 20% over the last Equalizer. So this is a good sign, okay? It was the beneficiary of a very weak market outside of, the Holdovers. Barbie and Oppenheimer have been in theaters now for 2 months. I mean, a long time, right? 7 weeks, 2 months, a long time. So that's why the film did a little bit better than we thought. I had it at 30, ends up at 35, let's call it. And then worldwide does well. Sony's got to be happy with it. Much happier than they are with Gran Turismo, a film that's fantastic, but yet is not doing the numbers that it should. Real disappointment there. But if you saw Equalizer 3, come in and tell me what you think of the film. Let's discuss that throughout the evening. Also, Barbie now is the #1 movie of 2023. It keeps setting records, right? It's domestic biggest, then it's international biggest. Now it is worldwide largest at $1.38 billion. What film did it take out? Mario Brothers. Finally, this is the #1 film of the year, but we can't go ahead and just, discount the other film that opened the same day, the other half of the Barbieheimer. It is Oppenheimer, passing Inception at over $850 million now. Let's go directly to the rundown of Christopher Nolan's biggest films, and you'll see it now in third place as it just took down, as I said, Inception. Here we go. Christopher Nolan box office. Let's roll down. #1 is Dark Knight Rises at $1.082 billion. Let me share that with you. And then we go to The Dark Knight at roughly $1 billion, 998.7. Oppenheimer now at 852.9, so it will go at least to 900. Is the stopping point 925, 950? Can it get to $1 billion? Now let's think about this. Remember what studios like to do: put it out, then shelve it, and then return it, especially during award season, maybe even early next year. Have they dated this yet for streaming? I don't think they have, because it's Nolan, right? Universal's like, we'll just leave it alone. That's what I would do. I would actually, very soon, when Oppenheimer finally just peters out, it's done, let it simmer, let it just go away, right? Let it go, and then bring it back in like January for a 1-week IMAX run, because January's dead. Always. It's the dump month. August, and really this month too. We got to talk about it's bad, guys. The release schedule's so bad. And then bring it back out in January, and then you get that extra money to possibly get it to $1 billion, right? Because it's going to have a ton of Oscar nominations. It's going to win a shit ton of Oscars, right? We know that. Right now, it's the favorite for picture director. Don't discount Barbie, though, but I'm just telling you right now, right? It's got to be the favorite, although we're going to get to a bunch of films that are debuting here, as I mentioned, at those film festivals that will give some competition. But right now, if you had to go to Vegas and put money on one film to win Best Picture, it's obviously Oppenheimer. Duh. Yeah, we got it. Okay, let's look at the release schedule before I get into more box office, then we wait for Menzel to get here. Hopefully he's going to get here. He's here. Okay. All right, we're going to go to Menzel in just a second. Let me do one more thing, and then we are going to go to Scott Menzel. I want to show you the release schedule, and when I show this to you, I was going to be like, my God, we're screwed. And Menzel, I know you're listening right now if you're online. You know we are. Look at this crap that's coming our way over the next several weeks. We've got The Nun 2, right, which Warner Brothers I don't believe is going to screen. That's not a good sign, okay? My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3. I didn't see 1 or 2, and I'm not seeing 3. I saw Equalizer 3 without seeing 1 and 2. That was fine. I got through it. I'm not watching that film. The trailer, no chance. 0. A Haunting in Venice. Who cares? The Inventor. That I'm excited for. But that's not a big hit, right? We're talking about films that are going to bring butts and put them in seats. That's not going to do that. And then we have Expendables 4. No. The Creator. My bad. It's a Creator, not the Inventor. They sound the same. It's Creator. My bad. That's the one I want to see. I don't want to see the Inventor. Paw Patrol, Saw X, and then we have Exorcist, and it's just a bunch of garbage, right? This year is in trouble for the rest of the year. But let's find out right now from Telluride. Let's bring in Scott Menzel. He is in Colorado, right? Is Telluride in Colorado? That's right.
It is, my friend. It is.
So you just got out of a movie. I'm going to talk about that one in a minute, but I do want to talk about the films you've seen. Certainly the biggie. Okay, so the big one that I want to discuss with you right now, because everyone is just saying this is the best film ever made, right? We know we always get that during award season, right? Especially during the festivals. Here it comes. Did you see Poor Things or not?
Yes, I did.
And let's go. Let's do this. What do you think of Poor Things?
I think it's over long.
Okay. That's a problem. How long is it? Is it like 2
hours? 2 hours and 25 minutes.
Okay.
It's definitely a film that you can feel is 3 different acts.
Okay. Yeah.
The first act is pretty much in black and white.
Gotcha.
And follows very much a Frankenstein-esque vibe.
Yeah.
And then it ventures out into kind of the real world, I will say. And then it becomes this kind of like traveling from major area to major area movie.
Yeah.
It's got a really strong second act. Third act goes too far and goes too much off the rails.
Got it. Yeah. That's Yorgos.
Yeah, and the first act is kind of a chore to sit through.
Okay, so this 100% Rotten Tomatoes I'm looking at, and here, okay, I know this is why. Listen, guys, can I just say something for everyone here on the stream and everyone who's going to watch this on the replay? I honestly would want nobody else from Telluride, and I mean, Scott, not just because we're friends. I mean this because you are one of the rare people like me who will say what you believe to be the truth. You won't just say what's supposed to be said, right? It's Yorgos Lanthimos. It's Emma Stone. She's so wonderful. She's the best ever. These people get so sucked into the festival vibes, and they can't get the space they need to objectively evaluate these films, and you do that. So that's high praise from me.
I appreciate that. I mean, it's interesting because today I felt a little bit down because I was, of course, the only person on Twitter who had the audacity, I guess, is the word that people are saying to sort of say something negative about Poor Things. And I'm not even saying the movie's bad. That's my favorite part about it, is that I'm literally praising elements of it.
Sure.
But I'm literally saying, I wonder what this would be like if so-and-so directed this, or what this would be like if this was a little bit better and it wasn't so excessive at times.
You know what you just said, Scott, is so crucial. That's what I do all the time. That is a huge part of film evaluation. I understand you're with the film that you're given, right? You can't like go in and fix things. But at the same time, if you see something, a choice, right, and you go, I don't know if I would have made that choice. Those are the things that really sit on you and you can't like just let go. So I appreciate the fact you bring that up. Now, I haven't seen the film, but I have a feeling I'll see a lot of the same things you do. We tend to see things, at least in a similar field, right? Just maybe a little bit differently here and there, but in general, you're going to see things and I'm going to see things that are very similar.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's the thing. Like, Poor Things as a whole is like it's a decent movie. It's not bad, and there's things about it that are 100% Oscar worthy and most of it kind of stems from the crafts, right? And if you've seen his previous films, they're all kind of the same in terms of like all the below the line categories when you have costume design or you have hair and makeup and the production design and visuals. All of that stuff is, 10 out of 10, like A+. But when you come to the story here, and I know it's based on a book,
Mhm.
it just like you can tell like it's so I don't know, it's just so over the top.
Yeah,
And
is it weird for be like,
yeah, of
it's
course, dude, of
right?
course it's weird
Of
for
course it's
being
weird,
weird.
right? Weird
Yeah,
to be weird.
it's
And
weird to be weird,
I
but
don't that doesn't always work. Like just because something's weird doesn't mean it's good. Why does always people conflate that shit all the time?
no,
It,
and the weirdest thing about the movie too for me is that, listen, I'm not someone, I'm not like, I know there was like this big article that went out 2 or 3 days ago where everyone was complaining about like the sex scenes in movies and whatnot, right?
yeah.
And I'm not saying
I
that
am.
sex,
I want to ask you that, but go ahead. Keep going, but I
but
am. Go ahead.
like the problem with the movie to me is that it's not just the sex scenes that are excessive in the movie. It's the way that they're kind of framed and shot, and everyone like is like, Emma Stone's a producer on the movie. She had a
Mhm.
say, blah 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 blah.
Mhm.
And I remember when you said this. You said this a couple of months ago about Jennifer Lawrence and No Hard
Oh
Feelings.
yeah,
And,
absolutely.
and
Yep.
I'm
I
just
know where you're
saying,
going.
like, there's nothing wrong with having some of those scenes,
Mhm.
but you do have to wonder, like, is there a point where this has gone too much? And
Yeah.
again, I don't want to spoil this for people who have not seen the movie, but like, there's the beginning of it is kind of like the sexual discovery and awakening and stuff like that. And I bought into it. I got it. I thought the humor of it worked. But then, like, it starts evolving as a film, and you start going into deeper subject matters.
Mhm.
And I really thought we were going to turn a corner, but then it goes back to the whole kind of like sexual stuff, and there's a whole thing about whorehouses and stuff like that that I just felt like was like too much. And the question I brought up online was like, what would this look like if like a female directed this? And I'm not normally like, oh, men can't direct these movies, and I'm not
No,
saying that
no,
right
but it's a
now.
different. Listen, listen. We always talk about this on the channel, so I'm going to say it again. We don't value a movie higher or lower because it's directed by a woman or a man or any. That doesn't matter.
No,
Zero
no,
percent.
it doesn't.
But
Has nothing to
your
do with it.
point here is salient because you're saying that if you have a female behind the camera, you're going to get a different take on. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, and my wife was like watching it, and she's like sitting there, and she's going like, this is too much, like this is too much,
Mm-hmm.
like I get the
Yep.
sexual
Yep.
exploration and stuff like that,
Yep.
but
Yep.
it's all done like in a very explicit kind
Mm,
of way,
not a
where
fan.
like if
Yeah.
like if it was like a female director, like if Greta Gerwig or someone
Mm-hmm.
like that directed something like this,
Yep.
there would be a little bit more restraint to it, and I think the point would be um that would come across a little bit stronger and a little bit better. It's almost like when you watch a movie that is very violent, but they
Mm-hmm.
don't really show the violence,
Yes,
but
I'm
they
a
just
big fan of that. Yeah,
yeah,
restraint. Yeah,
exactly. And
yep.
I think that's where after a while when you're watching this movie, it just kind of goes so far and you just keep going and going. And you can see like you can have one scene of it really the whorehouse stuff really kind of like got to me, and a lot of people who I talk to who probably don't want to say or talk about this on social
No,
media
why
because they
don't
get the
they? Who
because they don't
cares?
because people on social media are so
Who
toxic and they're
don't
so
care?
angry.
I just go bulldoze them, Scott.
It's just, but it's like so upsetting because people
Yeah.
like look at like everything you ever said and like go through your
Oh, I
history and
know.
like
Oh,
everything.
I've been there. 100%. It's
And you're
crazy.
sitting there and you're like,
Yeah.
I mean, I had
Yeah.
someone brought up like HCA stuff from the past, and I'm like sitting
Oh
there
my
like, what
God.
the fuck does this have to do with anything?
No,
Like, guys,
people
this
listen. Just don't let them get to you. That's the key, and you
yeah.
just have to keep going. And don't be afraid to say that because I'm sure I'm gonna. Trust me, I'm gonna see the same thing you do. I'm not a big fan of sex in film. Well, what a prude. Well, first of all, if I want to watch sex, I'll go on to Pornhub or X Hamster. Okay, those two. Okay, I know X Hamster sounds terrible, but it is an actual porn site. I don't want in any film. It's not even straight gay, right? It has nothing to do
No,
with that. Like
no,
I just saw the film a few weeks ago, Passages, right? And it's got a very graphic gay sex scene, but it wasn't the fact that it was a gay sex scene that made it uncomfortable. It was just like I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch sex. Again, I'll go to a porn site if I want to do that. It's uncomfortable. I don't know if the directors
you know what?
Listen, can I just say something?
Yeah.
Is the director getting off on it? I mean, seriously, we can ask that question. We have to be able to ask that question.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So there's a level of, to me, and there's always been this has always been the case with sex scenes. and this is the argument that I would make to anyone, is that there are certain movies where a sex scene really adds value or a sense of intimacy or
Sure.
romanticism or something to the
Still
movie.
restraint. Still a
Yeah,
little restraint though.
but when you start kind of going over the top with it
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
the point where it's like, I don't know, like there's a point where you have enough of them and you're kind of like, okay, is there really another one coming here and another one coming here? And I get like with him, it's like he's trying to play a lot of them for laughs, kind of in the same way. I thought, you remember that scene in Zola? It's a weird
I
comparison.
like Zola way more than you.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
wait,
yeah.
what
But
was the sex scene? I don't remember this. I'm sure there was. I don't remember
so
which one was it.
there's a scene in Zola where like the two girls are kind of sleeping with all the different people,
Yes,
and they
yes, I
keep
do.
showing all
Yes,
the
I do.
different like penises
Yes,
and all that stuff.
that's correct.
There's kind of like that moment in
Yeah,
this.
I didn't like that. No, it's gratuitous.
Yeah.
It just I understand that's what the film is. I get that point, but I understand exactly what you're saying. But then when you say that, you're going to be called a prude. I just said,
Right,
no,
and it has
no,
nothing. It
no.
has nothing to do with that. It's more or less about like how effective the film works. And again, I think there's a really great movie in Poor
Mm-hmm.
Things, and I think it's a
Mm-hmm.
good movie as it
Yeah.
is. So
Yeah.
like anyone's like, oh, he doesn't like it. It's like, no, it has nothing to do with it. I think there's, like I said, the Emma's great. I think what's his name? The dude who plays the Hulk. I can't believe his name. Mark
Ruffalo. Yeah,
Ruffalo.
Ruffalo.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
Ruffalo's really fun in the
Yep.
movie. He's really like hamming it up. The production design, all the craft stuff is all
Yep.
great.
Cinematography, like the
It's just,
fisheye and all that. Yeah. Right.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
it gets to the point where it's too much of everything. And like what is weird is that there's I'm gonna jump over to Saltburn for a second.
Yeah.
And
Okay. Let's hold on. Okay. Go ahead. No, make the comparison because I'm going to ask you about that next.
yeah, okay. So like Saltburn's very interesting because the reviews for that, if you probably noticed, have been a little bit more mixed on
Yes,
it.
it's at 75% versus 100. Yeah.
And everyone, and the weird thing is like everyone's explain, and this is kind of the bias you talk about all the time of like, and why you and I are like try to kind of like set the tone of like, it doesn't matter if you're a man or woman who directs a movie,
Doesn't
but there
matter.
is a different standard that like,
Mm-hmm.
it's weird because
Yep.
Emerald, I've heard throughout this entire festival, has
Mm-hmm.
like had to explain herself like, why is this kind of like talented Mr. Ripley, where like nobody's talking about how that Poor Things is kind of like Frankenstein, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a different kind of conversation, a different lens that's being looked through for those two movies. And I mean, personally, I like Saltburn a little bit more. I think it's a stronger directed film. It's more like
Really?
it's
That tells me listen, my problem with Promising Young Woman. I don't think tonally that's a very difficult film to direct, especially as a feature debut.
yeah.
And I don't think the direction matches the ambition of the screenplay, which is very hard. So if she has improved with this film, I don't know. I haven't seen it, obviously, but that's a good sign for me because you're going to learn. I mean, Emerald, she's going to get stronger, right? It was a very good debut. I'm not saying, but the screenplay was tough, and she didn't quite have the skill set to do it. She's a little bit under it. Now, hopefully, she's got it. But it's good to hear that you like Saltburn. Did you like it more than Promising Young Woman?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, you like that film more than me.
You know how
Yeah.
how much I love Promising Young Woman.
Well, I know. And here, Lauren's coming in here saying it's overrated. I agree. I agree, and I know, Scott. This is where we can go back to our at the multiplex and go after each other. But listen, I totally agree. Promising Young Woman is one of the most overrated movies. It's not overrated like Everything Everywhere to me. I mean, no. But it just is a film that, again, doesn't have the directional skill to deliver the screenplay that it's trying to do because of the tone. We talk about this all the time, Scott. You know that the tone of a film, if it's jumping all over the place, right? Like that film, and you got the comedy and you got the dark drama, you got all kinds of things going on. You got to be able, like a master, to do that stuff. You got to give it to a Fincher, right? Who knows how to do that. And I don't know if Saltburn is as ambitious as Promising Young Woman as far as what, like I said, the tone, the shifts in tone in that film. Is Saltburn similar that way?
No. I mean, it's not as nearly as complex as Promising Young Woman. I mean, like Promising Young Woman like tries to. I know what you're getting at with the tone. I mean, it
Well, here it
jumps
is,
from a,
John. Listen, you can't see this, Scott, but right here, Promising Young Woman had a poor screenplay. I agree with the. It's not a perfect screenplay for sure, and the tonality was off. So, John, gold star for you. But go ahead, Scott. Sorry, but
no,
I just love when someone sees the same movie. That's all I'm
no,
asking for.
it's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
listen, I get why people don't like it. I mean, it's a very daunting film, Promising Young Woman in
Yep.
general,
Mm-hmm.
and I think like she was very bold and ambitious, what she
Mm-hmm.
did.
Yep.
It rubbed people the wrong way. Certain
Mm-hmm.
people really connected with it and got exactly what it was going for. Other people were like, not so much.
Yep.
And I totally get it. And I think to me, that's what made it so special was like, it showcased what art should be, and that is being subjective. Like people can appreciate what was being attempted and be really upset at it,
Well,
or
I
other people can
ambitious.
totally get it. Yeah.
Right, ambitious. We love ambitious. So I will always go for ambitious. That's a huge thing, but you still have to be able to pull it totally off. I don't think it's a
Yeah.
bad film, but like I said, okay. So have you seen Saltburn? You liked it more than Poor Things. Did you? Are you going to see The Killer? Is that in Toronto? I know it was at Venice today.
No, it's not. It's actually only going to Venice, which,
Interesting.
as we know, is not a very good sign.
Well, here, real quick, let me just pull it up because I'm just going to hit it quick. Because I love David Fincher. I know you do too. I mean, he's one of our
Yeah.
finest directors. The fact he's working with Netflix makes me sick to my stomach because they don't. I mean, listen. By the way, Scott does not endorse what I'm about ready to say. The fact that they don't have a wide theatrical AMC Regal Cinemark is an embarrassment at this point, especially for a film with the pedigree of a David Fincher. It's just wrong, okay? And it's at 90% on the Rotten Tomato meter. And let's see, mostly, obviously, that's 9 out of 10 positive. We'll see. I mean, listen, the mood. No one sets the mood of a film better than David Fincher. So I'm sure I'm going to like the film, but the question is, I already told you, Scott, I'm not going to talk about the films. If it's not a Regal on Netflix, I'm not talking about it. So I'm glad you didn't see it. Let's go to another film did you see Maestro?
No, it's not. That's only at. And this is very weird. This is a very weird year. I don't know what's going on, but they're like
It's another
only
Netflix movie, by the way.
They're only screening that at Venice, and then it's going. I think it's going to New York Film Festival.
That's
next
right.
month.
Okay. So there it's at 93% Bradley Cooper direction on this, and it's
I heard
largely,
the performances are better than that's what I heard. That's like the
especially
echo
Carey
that I heard.
Mulligan, right?
Yeah,
That's what I hear.
Carey
Yeah.
Mulligan. I mean, she can't do no. I mean,
No, I mean, I'm
she's
with
one
you.
of the
She's
best.
well,
She's
she
one
got
of the best.
she got completely effed over last year, and she
Oh
said,
my
"Are you
God.
kidding me?" With the Sunset Circle, we were the only people to even recognize the fact that she was in the movie.
Yeah.
That whole film got completely effed.
Yeah.
I mean, completely. One of the best films of the year last year. No, someone just asked about Mank. No, Mank's an
Mank
absolute
sucks.
bore. You're right. It
Yeah.
did. It's what a
Mank
disappointment.
sucks.
No, I'm glad that Mank wasn't theatrical. We don't want to see that on a big screen. Good God. Okay, so wait, did you just came out of Zone of Interest, the Zone of Interest. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is Brian Glazer, correct? Who directed that weird alien film 10 years ago
Birth?
with what was it called again? The one
Birth?
that
Are you
I
talking
loved
about
it.
with Nicole Kidman?
Wait, what the hell was the one that he did? Hold on.
In the Earth with the Scarlett Johansson one?
Yes, wasn't in the Earth. What was it called?
Oh.
Everyone's by the way, people are like screaming right now, yelling right now. It's this. I literally just forgot. Under the Skin.
Oh
we
my
knew,
God,
right?
Under
You
the
know it's 3 words. You're like under like ugh. Okay, so I love that film. It's 10 years ago though. It took him 10 years to come up with Zone of Interest, which is a Holocaust.
I hated that movie.
Wait a
Erick.
second. Did you hate Under the Skin or Zone of Interest?
I hated Under the Skin.
I get it. No, I get why you hated it. You don't even need to explain it.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
But that's what I like about it. Like that Michael Levi score. Are you kidding me, dude? That
Yeah, I know.
alone. It's so weird when that dude comes in. She's like naked and he walks in and he gets like literally evaporated. He goes under. Dude, that movie is bizarre, but I love it. Okay, talk to me about Zone of Interest because I'm excited about this one.
Zone of Interest. Why are you excited about it?
Because I know it's a Holocaust adjacent film or a Holocaust. I know. I'm excited because for the director, not because I'm excited to watch a Holocaust movie. Okay, that would be bad. No,
You know,
because I like
Sunday-
Under the Skin's
Sunday night-
badass. I get why
Oh
you
my
didn't like
God.
it, but I'm just saying,
Oh my
is
God.
this movie weird at all? Okay, it's a
No.
Holocaust movie. How could it be
it's not-
weird?
No, it's not weird. I mean, it's actually, it's sort of one of this movie that's really, I don't know who this movie's made for. I mean, it's basically following a Nazi family as they
Mm-hmm.
move into a house
Okay.
right next to the concentration camp.
Okay.
So all throughout the movie, you're watching these people kind of like get their lives together and whatnot, and all you
Mm-hmm.
hear in the background is like people getting shot and people screaming, and
Oh.
like,
Oh gosh. Okay.
and that it's like an hour and 45 minutes of that, and I'm like sitting there and I'm going like, why?
But okay, but here's I haven't seen it, but from what I've read enough because I'm a huge fan of, obviously, as I said a million times now, his prior work, certainly 10 years ago now, a decade ago. But what I think is interesting about it is it's a weird take on the Holocaust, and it makes it just the mundaneness, which is the horror, right? I would
Yeah.
assume
No,
that it's like we're just
deeply
living a normal
disturbing.
life while these people are getting
Oh
executed
my
right
god,
next door.
it's so
Disturbing.
Like, you're
Yep.
just sitting there the entire time, and
See,
it's just
I'll like that.
you're just sitting there, and it's so uncomfortable, and you're just like kind of like what's going on here? And like it's just it's one of those movies that you'll watch, and it'll like I know a lot of people say this shit all the time, like it'll
Mhm.
haunt you, but
Mhm.
it's like it is one of those movies where like you sit there and you think about it, and you're like, this is really really effed up. Like this is just a
Well,
really really
then I
effed up
probably will like it. Does it have is Micah Levi on the score? Is there a score? Or is it like almost bare bones? I could see
It's
it being
bare
like
bones,
almost bare bones.
nothing.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah. Right.
just
'Cause
complete silence, pretty
Mhm.
much through all of
Mhm.
it, just people talking and
Like a documentary almost, right?
yes.
Okay. I think I'm gonna like that. I have a just based on what you just told me, because I like artistic shit, but it has to still speak. And I think because you just said the emotion of it is there, at least, even if it's dispassionate, whatever you want to call it.
No, it's uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
it's
get it.
just you just sit there and you're just kind of like, how much longer do I have to like sit through this? And then like the ending of it, I mean, there's some like scenic shots at the end that are just beyond disturbing.
Oh, I got it. Yeah,
And it just
it's almost like a,
I
what it
can't
sounds like.
even
It sounds like a film, like a film that a student, like, right. It's like film school.
yes.
Here's a weird artistic, almost art house, obviously, but like art museum kind of thing. Like, this is just a weird way of looking at it. But like it says here, it sounds unsettling. It sounds like that's what you're saying. So maybe that's
Yeah.
the point of the film.
Yeah.
It's not going to be enjoyable, right? I mean, there's films that we watch that aren't enjoyable.
And it's not something that I can actually like. It's not a
Mhm.
movie that you would go like, oh, let me recommend this to someone,
Yeah, I get it.
because it's like
Yeah.
I wouldn't wish my best friend to watch it. Like it's
I
one
understand.
of those things that
Yeah.
you just see and you're
It's
like,
it's for a very particular audience, right?
I mean, it's an experience.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's an
You
experience
didn't
that
enjoy it.
like you never want to experience again.
I get it. I'm gonna definitely see it though, because I
Yeah.
mean, listen, you and I both know we talk about A24 stuff all the time, and I hammer half their films, and I love the other half. What I always cherish about A24 is the fact that they are fearless in what they put out, and
Well,
they're
they
going to
didn't
take
make this.
wild
You know
swings.
that, right?
Wait, isn't A20 isn't
No,
it A24?
they didn't make it. They bought it.
Okay, but still, did they buy it? Did they show it at Sun? No, this is the
No,
world
it's a
premiere, isn't it?
can. No, can.
Oh, it was a
No,
can.
can.
Okay. Yeah, but just because they had the relationship with him from under the skin. Okay, but
Yeah.
yeah, but you know what I mean? Whenever they put their stamp on a film, whether they produced it or they bought it, that means, hey, we think this is cool artistically. And I think that's the thing always A24 will have. No matter what film it is, even if I hate it, even Beau is Afraid, which is, oh my God. But just artistically, I can get with what Ari was trying to do. I think it's horrific. But you know what I'm saying? You're going
Yeah.
to always get something that's interesting to watch, and it sounds like this was. What else have you seen that was a big film? None of these are like little forgettable shit. Is there anything? Was there another one you said
I
something
mean,
you saw that I'm going to hate it?
I really, you know, I've been processing it for a
Mhm.
couple of days, and I
Okay.
like it more and more. I think the Holdovers is really great.
Oh, good. Yeah, listen, The Holdovers, that is Alexander Payne, correct?
Yep.
Yes. I can't. No, listen, and it's also a character film, right?
Yeah,
It's a
character, human condition kind of movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
I love.
yeah.
Yes. Okay, so just walk us through that. That is, we haven't seen him in forever, except for
Paul
commercials.
Giamatti.
Yeah,
Yep,
Giamatti,
Paul.
and then whoever the kid is, I don't know where he came from.
He's a newcomer.
Okay, so he's at college, and Giamatti's a professor, and the other kid's at college, and they're over break or something.
He's gonna stay over break because he doesn't have anywhere to go.
Okay.
And then it's like this kind of great little like slice of life movie of like a
Yep. Love those
three or
movies.
four three or four people coming together
Good.
who don't seem like they have anything in common, but they kind
Hmm.
of share the same thing of like loneliness and isolation. And there's a sweetness to it, there's a sadness to it. It makes you feel good, but at the same time kind of makes you sad. It really kind of walks a
Oh,
very fine line, and
I would like this.
I enjoyed it. The only thing that I was going to say, and this is the echo that
But
I have
it's
for
100%, by the way. It's 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
everything right now. I mean, and I don't know why people aren't.
I'm
screaming.
gonna hit you pause. I'm gonna hit pause because I'm gonna stop you because I know what you're gonna say. And if I'm right, then you owe me a Miller Lite. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Because I just looked at the runtime. It's too long.
Yes. Yes. Everything is too long. I mean,
2
listen,
hours and 13 minutes? That should not be that long.
No. There's and the problem is with like every single one of these movies that I've seen, like I've even seen I've seen 2 movies here that I think ran an hour and 40 minutes.
Yep.
And they even felt long.
Ooh. Yeah,
So,
well, no. It's you know what you listen, let's just talk about that for a second. It's not just about the runtime. Right?
It's the pacing.
Yeah,
It's
100%.
the pacing.
Look, Wolf of Wall Street's 3 hours long. I think it's a perfect film. I love that film. Every moment of that film I absolutely dig.
Yeah.
But it's 3 hours long. You can have okay. So someone's asking about Bikeriders. So I want to go there because I know you saw it. That is Nichols, correct?
Yes.
I like Nichols. Jeff Nichols. If you guys haven't seen, shit, what was the one with Michael Shannon? I literally talk about this movie all the time.
Take Shelter.
Oh my god, so good. Okay, so can we? You can keep going with the runtime, but I want you to start talking about Bikeriders. People ask him, what about that? I want to know about Bikeriders.
So Bikeriders is fine. I mean, you have to be
glowing.
you have to be.
Imagine that reaction tweet. Bikeriders is fine.
It's fine. I mean, you have to be into the motorcycle culture. I mean, he introduced it as this thing of like his love letter to, the 1960s and the 1970s old school biker gangs.
Okay.
And I mean, that's what it is. And if you're into that sort of thing, it's going to work way better than if you're someone who doesn't have that much of an interest.
Who's the best in the film? Let's talk. Jodie Comer is the lead, correct?
Jodie Comer is the best.
She's the lead. Okay, right? And then is everyone else supporting here? I always like to ask that question.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, we got to ask about Tom Hardy because it's like we haven't seen Tom Hardy since Venom.
Tom Hardy plays Tom Hardy. I mean,
I got it.
The mumbling, mumbling guy, very much like that. What was that gangster movie? That's what it kind of reminds me of.
Well, he played him and his brother.
Yeah.
The twins. I forget that one. I know you're talking about. He's a weird dude. Like, he's eccentric. Like, first of all, I wouldn't get that guy. Like, is a pit bull. He would F you up if you said some shit to him.
That guy I would never touch. I would never want to see him.
Nope. I don't even want to interview him, right? I'd be like, listen, I don't want to talk to Tom Hardy. I'm a little afraid of him. I don't think he's very tall, but he looks like he's built like a freaking fire plug. He'd just knock you into next year. But you would say a thumbs up for Bikeriders, but you wouldn't be like, oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, it's you and I have a very different scoring system.
Yeah, I know.
It would just be like a positive for me. Like it's right on that thing. And again, I think it's mainly because of Jodie Comer and the fact that he really captures the time period, which like Jeff Nichols knows how to do.
Yep.
I felt like the characters, like Tom Hardy, like I said, is very much playing him. Austin Butler, given after coming off of Elvis and seeing how committed he was and how he gets lost in the character, he sort of like looks the part.
Right.
But I said this online and people were like, But
no, don't piss off the Austin Butler fans.
He doesn't really act. He's just kind of like, he stares and just kind of like, looks angry. And
he's such a good-looking guy, right? He really is. Like, that's the thing. You just sit there and the camera loves him.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. But like, Ashley was even saying the same thing. It's like he just doesn't do anything. Like he's sitting there and like it's this, he's not the type of actor. Okay, so I saw this other movie called Perfect Days, I think it's called, which is the neon movie with oh my god, I forgot the director. But it has this like a new like a never before actor, Japanese guy, who like literally for the first 30 minutes of the movie doesn't say a word. Like, but he speaks volumes through his facial expressions, through his movements, and like it was weird because I saw that the day after I saw Bikeriders,
Mhm.
and I'm like, see, this guy knows how to act without
Yeah.
saying anything.
Right.
Austin Butler just kind of like is Austin Butler just kind of like looking sexy and slick for the
Well, I mean,
for
he
the
doesn't
count.
have to work at that. So it's not even acting. He just
Right.
shows up. Just get him in
Yeah.
front of the camera. I'm looking for what that movie was. You're talking it's a neon movie? I don't even see it.
Perfect Days. It's
Oh, there it is. I got it. Yeah, nominated for the Palm.
Yep.
So there you go. Yeah, German. Okay, got it. That's I didn't even.
The actor won the actor award at Cannes.
Oh, by the way, Cannes my favorite. If I ever go to a film festival, I'm going to Cannes because those are my kind of movies. He works as a toilet cleaner in Tokyo. This is honestly my kind of movie. Just that, I love it. Neon and a toilet cleaner. Did you see Anatomy of a Fall?
Yes, very good. Very good.
Everyone's raving about that. Sony Pictures classic, correct?
No, it's Neon.
It is? Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, they picked it up. You're right. And that's the German. I think they've already that's the German nominee for international. Is it good enough to be a best picture? That's the question.
I mean, I personally think so. I mean, listen, if I'm being completely like upfront.
Yep. Yes.
I mean, you said the thing about Oppenheimer before I came on.
Yep.
I mean, there's nothing that's coming close to that right yet. I mean, I haven't seen Killers of the Flower Moon yet. I haven't seen The Killer. I haven't seen Maestro. But like,
did you see Dune 2? Sorry, I had to go there, everybody. You son of a bitch! They pushed that. Okay, so what? So nothing's coming close to it. Go ahead.
Nothing's coming close. I mean, and you even know how I feel about Oppenheimer because you're kind of the same way.
Yep.
Neither one of us are kind of like, this is gung ho the best thing he's done.
No.
But at the same time, like, you're sort of getting like, you get it. And I mean, I'm happy for Universal because they had such a rough year last year. I mean, they really wanted Fabelmans to go all the way. And we both, after, even though I liked it at TIFF, I just like, after kind of rewatching it and seeing it, like it's like, this is not going to go.
Listen, Scott, I tried to warn you. Everybody, I warned Menzel. He saw it in Toronto. I saw it like a couple weeks later over at Universal, and all I heard is, oh my God, Spielberg, his life story. And I watched the movie and go, oh shit, this movie's not good. Like, it's objective. I think it's bad. Did I tell you my story? I got to tell the story again, Scott. This is funny. So just so you know, and I gave you shit for it, right? I know I did. I had to give you shit for it. But so listen to this. So I've got a good source who works. He's in the business, okay? And I told him how much I didn't like. I think that it's the Fabelmans is so weak. Like, the reason people are praising it is because of Steven Spielberg. And you listen to, you're never going to believe what he said. I don't think I've told you the story. He said one of his buddies, who is a big time exec at Universal, said the movie's shit. So Universal even knew it was bad. When I heard that, I go, yes. So Universal is definitely thinking they can get something done with Oppenheimer, because it's not just, here's the deal, dude, and you know this. It's also about the fact that it's made $850 million worldwide, part of the cultural phenomenon that was Barbenheimer. So between Barbie and Oppenheimer, those are going to be the two big Oscar films. You know it, and everyone goes, well, Barbie's not at that level. It doesn't matter. Barbie's going to be.
If anyone doubts that, they're absolutely off their rockers.
That's, you know that. Because of, again, the box office. Barbie today officially became the biggest film of the year. And then you have Oppenheimer getting closer and closer to $1 billion every day. So those two films easily won to Universal, going up against Warner Brothers. And I know Warner Brothers also has Color Purple coming late this year, along with Wonka. And we'll get those last minute. You know, we always get those like
I
November
mean, in a weird
things.
Way, right? In a weird way, I know Simone will kill me when I say this.
Simone's on the stream, so watch out. We're gonna hammer you, Simone.
Yeah. No. I mean, Warner really should kind of move Wonka, because if it's competing,
that's what I said.
If they're competing in those craft categories now between Poor Things and Barbie,
that's right.
Yeah, it's just.
And also Oppenheimer. Because think about it. Think about production design.
Yeah.
I mean, production design. To have to build Los Alamos? Come on. So no, right there, just between Barbie and Oppenheimer on tech, not cinematography for Barbie. That's not, shouldn't even be nominated. It's fine. It's not like that, but it's not like at that level.
But the production design on Barbie is pretty amazing.
production design will go to either Oppenheimer or Barbie. One of the two.
Yeah.
It's no question. Poor Things can do whatever the hell it wants, but it's not going to happen. But the one thing Poor Things has going forward, and you know this, is Searchlight. Searchlight is a studio that knows how to win Oscars. Now, last year they had Empire of Light, which was not a great film, but it had all the crafts. It had the cinematography, had the score, but the screenplay wasn't there.
Yeah.
So this year, if they have Poor Things with all these raving reviews, I'm telling you, Scott, they're not going to show it to me. I'm telling you right now, they are not going to show me that film until it comes out, because I will go off on the film, because I told you I don't want to see a bunch of people humping. I just want whatever they're doing. I don't want to watch it. I told you I'll go watch Pornhub, X Hamster, whatever the other ones are. Trust me, they're in my browser somewhere. If I loaded it here, the stream would go, holy crap! It's normal shit. It's not weird stuff. It's normal porn. But whatever, it is what it. Who doesn't? Give me a break. So that's the thing, is that I think I'm gonna have a problem with Poor Things, because I like The Favorite a lot, but I don't think it's like best film of the year. I think the performances are fantastic. One thing about The Favorite is, and give Searchlight this credit, and this is why I ask you things like who's getting slotted supporting or whatever, because remember what they did with that film, right? You had Emma Stone coming off of La La Land, right?
Yep.
And she's the lead. I don't care what anyone tells you.
No, she 100% was.
The lead of Favorite is Emma Stone.
It is.
Olivia Colman supporting, and Rachel Weisz supporting.
Yep.
And the reason they flipped that is because of category fraud and the ability to get an Oscar again, because they knew Emma Stone would never win back-to-back Best Actresses, which is brilliant.
Exactly.
But what happened? They got the nomination. They got Olivia Colman the win. So that's how smart these studios are. You got to play the game, and no one did it better than Searchlight with The Favorite.
Well, and that's the same thing, not to kind of get off track here.
That's all this show is off track.
But the guy from we love from Blackberry, Glenn Howerton.
Oh my God, how great is he?
Like I know everyone's like category fraud. He's the lead, but no, he's going in supporting. He's not the lead.
No, he's not the lead.
He kind of.
I would still go with
is a co-lead.
Jay, what's his ass? Baruchel, right?
yeah.
But he's not gonna. But that's exactly right. You get it, because Howerton's gonna have the biggest mountain to climb to even get a nomination. If you put him in actor, there's no chance.
He's done. Yeah. Up against Leonardo DiCaprio, Coleman Domingo, Bradley Cooper. I'm trying to think who else is there.
Of course,
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian
Murphy.
There's 4. They're locked.
Yeah. Those people are all in there at this point. I can tell you that much.
Oh, of course. What did you see Rustin or not?
I did, and Coleman Domingo is fantastic in it. Absolutely fantastic.
And the movie?
The movie is this is what I'll say about the movie. It does feel like a little bit too much like a play in terms of the way that it's shot, right? Because that's the director comes from a play background.
No, you're right. It's the same thing with what was the one with
Ma Rainey.
Yeah, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
But I will tell you, the one thing that I liked, and I'm gonna give credit where it's due to Netflix, is that I seen two of their movies this year, and they didn't make me want to like stick a fork in my eye. Like they were. They made me feel good, and they were hopeful. And I saw that one in Nyad, and I'll give them a lot of credit.
Let's talk about Nyad, because someone just asked me, and can I just say this, because this is the information you get here, and I don't think I've ever told you this, Scott. Jodie Foster works out at my gym, so if I see her at the gym tomorrow, I will tell her what you say about her.
You tell her Scott Menzel says.
Yep.
That you are the better of the two people in Nyad.
She will probably like that, but she'll also be like, that's kind of disrespectful to, is it Annette Bening?
Who's listen.
I don't even know who's the lead in that. Like,
no, Annette Bening. It's Annette Bening. And the only reason, and this is why I will say this, is that Annette Bening is amazing in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Jodie Foster is like a notch above her because the character has layers.
Got it.
So Annette Bening is just kind of like the determined person, like, I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to do this. So it's like, it's a very like committed performance. She has she gets into the character, the body type and everything like that. So I'm not discrediting her.
Wait, what's the body type? Is she like jacked or what?
She's like a swimmer.
Oh, well, no, Jodie Foster, let me tell you, when Jodie Foster's at the gym, Jodie Foster's got to be like 60, right?
60 something. She looks great, by the way.
No, listen, dude, at the gym, she's monster. She's like walking across the gym with like these gigantic kettlebells, like heavier than I lift. I'm like, holy shit, that's Jodie Foster, and she will F you up. So I don't even want, so I'm glad you're saying good things. So when I see her, I can tell her
her character
great.
has so many layers to it. and like it's really one of I think is one of her best performances of all time. Like
Oh,
seriously,
that's awesome because she's so good, right? She's
she
one of
is
our
so
best
good.
actresses. But remember, go back to what was that crap movie? The really flat film that came out from STX, like
Oh my
2 awards.
God, I
What was it
remember it.
called?
I
What
don't
was it called?
remember it.
It had
I don't
the
remember it.
Mauritanian. Oh my God!
Oh my
Every
God, the
I want to like
Mauritanian.
right now. I first of all, Scott, I know you would do it too if I asked you to do this. You'd give me a like for coming up out of nowhere with the Mauritanian. Everybody,
Yes.
I want multiple likes and multiple super chats. That's insanity. That movie, she was so good in it, but the movie's so flat. It's
Oh,
just
it's so
so.
bad.
And
Yeah.
remember how bad Benedict Cumberbatch was in that? He's
Yeah.
doing like the southern accent,
Yeah.
and I had to tell that they asked me like after the screening. I was one of the first screenings, and the PR, who we know, came up and said, "Hey, what did you think of it?" And I went, "Well, I mean, Jodie Foster, and that's about it." And they were kind of shocked. And I'm like, "What do you mean? Did you watch the same movie I just watched, The Mauritanian?" I mean,
Yeah.
wow. Not a good film. That's great. That's actually of all the things you've said, I'm most excited the fact that you said that she's great in this film because I get to see her every day, so it's
Yeah.
good.
No, she's really great. The movie itself is very strong. It's by
Who directed that? Do you remember?
the
Do you know?
free solo guy,
Got
guy
it.
and his
That's
wife.
right. That's right. Yeah,
And
they were nominated. Yeah, they won.
I
Right?
think it's just a really well made film. Um, yeah, and I mean, going back to Rustin, I mean, another thing I'll give Rustin is it's a movie about segregation,
Yeah.
but it's one that actually kind of has an upbeat spirit and energy to it. So it's so much different of a vibe than something like what was the Daniel Kaluuya movie we saw a couple years ago?
Oh, I love that. It's up on the wall here behind me. Hold on, I gotta look because I literally it's hold on, it's here somewhere. Where the hell is it? Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yeah, like, but it's kind of like refreshing to kind of see a movie that's kind of like hopeful and not like sort of in the negative
Yeah.
light. And I really liked it. I mean, Coleman Domingo is just phenomenal in the
Yeah,
film. I mean, he
great.
really
So
is.
he's in. So he's in. So like you said, you already have 4 of the 5 spots, right? You said okay, we got Domingo, Cooper, we've got Murphy, and who was our other one?
Bradley Cooper,
Yep.
Coleman Domingo, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh,
Obviously.
DiCaprio for sure,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
There's 4.
DiCaprio.
And
Yeah.
then maybe a Fassbender. It depends. Maybe.
I mean, listen, don't discount Matt Damon in Air. I mean, let's not discount him. I know they have
Yeah,
to bring it back. They got to
no, I
bring
mean,
it
listen,
back
I don't
on.
have a problem with that. For me, it's
Oh
interesting
no
when I
no no no! You know who we're forgetting right now?
who?
Barry Keegan. What's his name? Barry Keegan.
Yeah, Keegan.
Whatever.
He works out at my gym too.
Oh my God, he is
Yeah.
so fucking good
In Saltburn?
in Saltburn. Oh, my
Oh,
God,
okay.
he's so good.
But
He's so
you
good.
know what? He might be too young. But then again, we had Austin Butler last year. So can I just ask you something about Barry Keegan? Because I tend to go hard on that guy. Even though when I saw him at the gym, he looks crazy. He's not the tallest dude,
Oh
but he
no
looks
no
like the
no!
kind of guy to like knock your head off. But here's
No,
the thing, though.
that guy
Is he?
like that.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Ashley was saying like that's the kind of guy like if we find out like in 5 to 10 years there's something like happens,
Uh-huh.
like there will be no surprise.
No, he's a weird.
He's
There's
got like some
something
kind of
weird about him.
creepy like I don't know
Yes.
what it is, and
No. Trust
and
me, I
mean
saw him.
I'm sure he's a nice guy, but it's just there's
No,
something
listen.
about it where it's just like I don't know. He scares me a little bit.
Scott, listen, I'm not listen. So my gym, I'm sorry, it's gym stories tonight, but literally, so Jodie Foster's up there doing her kettlebells, and I come downstairs the same day she's there, and I walk down, and I look in the kind of the boxing area, and I'm like, holy shit, he's looking right at me, Barry Keegan, and he just like you said, he was looking right at me, and I'm like, shit, I don't want to get killed. I just came to the gym to work out, and he just looked nuts. And I went, shit. I remember, funny story. Speaking of crazy actors at the gym, the gym out here. When you go to the gym in LA, you see these people. Ray Liotta was at my gym in Burbank way back when, and this was when he was like in everything, and he was working out like on the lat machine, and he looked at me with those blue eyes. He looked at me like he's going to kill me, and I go, oh my God. I go, that's Ray Liotta. I just walked away. I go, I'm done. I'm not going to mess with him. But Keegan, here's my problem with Keegan. And tell me about this with Saltburn. Is he doing the weird shit like in Banshees where he's doing too much? He's like, it's just like, and it's just like, just take it from a 10 to a 7. Do you know what I'm saying? I always talk about
no,
that.
he's not.
Modulating.
He's not doing the Banshees thing. He's playing
Good.
like a really kind of like psychopath, which again, like it totally fits his vibe.
Yeah.
And it's like it works so well because it's just like it's so off-putting.
Yeah.
Because it's just like holy shit, like this is like you kind of feel like it's him, right? It's like when you watch certain act, like how we always joke about like Robert Downey Jr. Like he
Yes.
doesn't really act; he just kind of
Yep.
plays himself.
Right.
Like that's why he was so good as Tony Stark, because he's just basically playing himself.
He's being himself.
Like yeah, so like
No, everyone's coming in here saying he creeps me. He should. He's Joker. That's why Matt Reeves cast him as Joker. He's weird.
Yeah,
Creepy. He's a creepy little guy.
Yeah, and that's
I just called him a little guy. He's gonna punch me at the gym next time.
he's gonna fight you tomorrow.
I don't want that. I don't need it. I don't want to take on Jodie Foster or Barry Keoghan at the gym. Neither one. I don't want any part of either of them. There might be Pauly Shore works out at my gym. I can take him. That's it. That's the one guy that I can take that is a pseudo celebrity these days. It's funny. It's funny. It's like when I go, it's like Jodie Foster, who now thankfully is coming back. Keegan's big, but then I see people like Pauly Shore. And who else? Another, like, all these 90s people. Oh, Ian Ziering was in there the other day. And I'm like, my God, this place would be the coolest gym ever in, like, 1993.
Yeah.
Not so much in 2023, but let me tell you something. 30 years ago, this place would have been lit.
It was the hot. Yeah. It was
oh,
hopping.
My God. Yeah, not anymore. So anything else you saw that you need to, because I know you're getting ready to probably go to bed. You've seen movies.
Yeah,
How many movies you watched today? Like 4?
No, today I did it. Today was my light day. I only did 2 movies today.
How many? What's the max you've done? 4? That's too many. How do you do that?
4 is what I've done on normal 4. At this. Yeah, and then TIFF is usually a 5er.
Okay, that's too many.
No, it is.
Can I ask you? Just be honest with me. And I know this is you got to be honest, because that's what we do. We don't bullshit. Neither one of us. Have you ever watched like 5 movies? And this is what I say about watching multiple movies. I've only done it a couple times. If that second movie is not fantastic, and I'm talking, how about the 3rd in your case, the 4th, the 5th? You are going to go down on that fast. Like, okay, that didn't come out right. You're going to want to just walk out of the theater, right? This is not Poor Things.
No, it's really. I'm telling you, it's really difficult. So,
see, that's what I'm saying. But why do you do that to yourself, Scott?
Because I
know you like film festivals. I'm here in LA just waiting for them to come to me.
I like film festivals, but also it's the thing of like kind of getting everything out of the way, very like all in like kind of one shot, okay. And it's sort of being like.
No, I know you like to you cross them at this time of year. You're right. You've talked about this, right? Checking off a list. I've seen.
But not only that, I also like seeing stuff before others, so I don't have it. So I don't know. So I don't.
A snob. No, let's just stop him. Did everyone just hear what Scott just said? He said, "I like to see movies before everybody else."
No,
that's what he just said.
I did not send an email. I did not send an email to the PR reps. That's not the Scott.
Listen, you do. You want to see? You're a snob. No. Why? No. You don't want to be influenced by their opinions.
100%. That's 100%.
I hear you.
Because I feel like. It becomes very, very, and I mean, I even feel it here. Like I watch something and I feel it's very hyperbolic, where I'm like sitting here watching something and I'm seeing people react to things. And I'm kind of like, I did not have the same reaction to this as you did, but I'm actually almost kind of excited to see it, because maybe when more people see it, the tide is going to turn. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Right. But there is something like, there is something weird about like being able to kind of form an opinion without hearing 100 other opinions, right? So like, Saltburn was like, like obviously, as everyone knows, like I was a massive supporter of Promising Young Woman, and I really, really liked the movie. So like when that was there, like I had to go to the first screening because I didn't even want anyone to tell me anything about it.
I know. No, I totally get it. And the fact that I have you on tonight, I'm actually asking you questions and not listening to your answers. Just, I want you to know that. I don't know. The fact that I'm assembling any kind of follow-up question is a miracle, because I literally have mute. When you start talking, I hit the button mute. Because I hear you. I don't want to be influenced at all. But I don't have a problem with that. In fact, if anything, when a movie's like at 100%, damn well I want to see a movie that's 100%. Like I want to see a movie that's universally perfect, or at least universally very good. And then you watch a film and you go, what? And those are the moments that I lose my shit. And if that's Poor Things, because I know the text there, I get, but there's going to be one of these films, like you said, that everyone's going to be like, oh, it's so great. And I'll be like, what the hell are we doing? Like Bottoms. Oh my God, like, what are we doing here? That movie is borderline unwatchable, so unlikable, mean-spirited. So there'll be something. I don't know what it's going to be. I'm
No,
going to
it's
put my
gonna.
money on Poor Things. I'm putting my
That's
money on Poor Things or Saltburn.
that's the reality of it, right? Is
Yep.
that you come out of a thing and you kind of wonder like, how did I miss with what other people saw?
Oh,
You know?
no. Yeah. Isn't that trying to rectify what these people said? Like, well, Bo is afraid. For me, Babylon. I know you're with me on Babylon, by the
Oh,
way.
Babylon,
No,
fucking
no, but
Babylon.
remember, like, think about what's his name, that the film elite, Sean Fennessy, who recommended, you ready for this? He recommends both Babylon and Bo is Afraid. Like, at that point, Scott, I've said this before, honestly, it's over. Like, I can't ever, and I mean ever, for the remainder of time, you can never be trusted again with any evaluation. But yet, this is some guy that's held in this high esteem. Like, it's Sean Fennessy, the man who does the Ringer podcast. He knows everything. But you just recommended Bo is Afraid and Babylon, which means you are rendered useless and completely meaningless for the remainder of time. It's those, you can't miss that bad.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think what's fascinating about film, I mean, and Babylon's like to me is the most interesting of like all of the recent films that kind of come out, because there is such a like polarizing love-hate relationship that people have with that. I mean, you and I are both on that side of like, this is like so atrocious in like every single way. Maybe there's one or two good scenes in the entire movie, but then there's these other people who are like, they swear by it, and I
they're
don't.
wrong. Scott, they're wrong. Don't worry, they're wrong. They're wrong. By the way, can I you be honest with me? The night that we saw Babylon, then I'm gonna let you go. The night we saw Babylon. Yeah. Someone said like I was ranting and raving. You know that, no question. I mean, I was furious.
Yeah,
but I still was. I was pretty far down the stairs.
To see it. Yeah.
Someone said that the stars heard me. No, they didn't. I was down the stairs. They were already up the stairs. No star. I didn't go up to. I don't even know. Was Margot Robbie there? I didn't go up to them and say the movie sucks. Like some of these critics are liars, like straight up liars. Like, what are we talking about? Yes, I came down the stairs and I was furious, but I didn't go up to the stars and go, "Your movie sucks ass."
No, and I mean, listen, I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's like they see your reaction because it's like one of the first when it comes out, right?
Yep.
I mean, it's just like, I'm sure like Searchlight's up, like, and again, I don't know why. I didn't say like it was horrible, but like, it's just because like I took away from its 100% like this is a masterpiece, tweet for Poor Things. But like, it's weird because I'm here and I'm going to support stuff, and I'm not saying the movie's bad. I still want to like support elements of the movie.
Sure.
So don't get me wrong.
No, we talk about that all the time, Scott. You can extract elements from films.
And the problem is just like no one hears you. It's just that someone from the studio or network or wherever it is, like they see it, and then like it kind of goes around. I mean,
who cares?
My notorious Warner Brothers incident with It Chapter 2. I mean, the people pulled my tweet as like the headline for multiple articles of like the biggest disappointment of the year, and I mean, it was it
wasn't great.
And I mean, that was just like a situation where I got really blacklisted for a long time.
Oh, especially Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers is like that, man. It's weird. I'm sorry. They really are.
And I mean, and the thing is like, I'm like the biggest Warner Brothers cheerleader overall.
Of course you are.
I mean, like it's like, they have, let's say 10 movies a year. Normally I would say I like 8 out of the 10 movies.
Yes, I agree with you. Warner Brothers is probably my favorite studio as far as risk taking.
So when I watch them and like I have one thing that I don't like, and I kind of go to myself like, why would you hold this against me when I've like been such a big advocate for like all of your other stuff, even stuff that like people didn't like, I've been like kind of supportive of it. It's such a weird thing, but I mean, it is what it is, and listen, you can see it. The one thing that I will tell you, and I know we always talk about this too, and you go on rants about it all the time.
Me ranting? No, that's not possible.
Is really like there is a genuine fear of like of access now. I mean, it really is, and it's like I don't know.
But you know what's funny? Here's the thing. Here's the deal. And I'll be honest with you. I don't care anymore. Like I used to care. I honestly did. I'm telling you 100%. Great example. I sent an email to Warner Brothers about The Nun 2 because I said, "Hey, are you doing any screenings?" Didn't even get a reply. And at this point, I just go, "I don't care." The old me would have been like, "Well, I don't care. I literally will see it Thursday when it comes out. I don't need these films are not going to run my life." But here's the thing: by doing that, Scott, you don't have to play their game. So then you have more power because you're not bending over for them, the studio. When I went to see, you were at the Whale with me. Remember, we both went to the Whale. And then I came around the corner, and there are the two, I'm not going to say who they are, but the two women that work with A24. And they're standing there, and they go, "So what'd you think, Eric?" They knew what you thought. You loved it. So I see it, and I go, "Listen." So I go, when I saw the A24 people, she go, "What'd you think?" And I go, "You know me. You know what I thought of Whale." Okay, we're not going to get into that because we totally disagree. I went, "Oh my guys, oh my God. Like you're asking me if this film's good? That's screenplay." So, and I know we disagree, but here's the funny thing. You know what the first thing they said to me? "You hate everything." And I went, "Wait a second. Two of my favorite movies this year are Afterburn, After Sun, and X. Those are two of your movies." And they go, "Well, we don't care." Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? These are two of your movies, and I think they're the two of the best films of the year. What the hell? Right?
Yeah, I mean,
but they want you to like the films that are good, that they wanted you to like, right? They don't care. They didn't care about Lamb.
That unfortunately is the harsh reality of it. I mean,
100%.
You know, I think I've had this conversation numerous times about different studios. Like, it's like I don't go into any studio, whether it's A24, whether it's Paramount, whether it's Disney. Going in, I go into everything with an open mind, hoping that I'm going to like it, even if the trailer looks terrible, even if it kind of has a bad vibe. And I've come out of things where, like, a lot of people, like, I mean, listen, I'm one of the people who really like Dear Evan Hansen. Like, so, I mean,
I never saw it. I feel like I should watch it, see if you're right or wrong.
But like, here's the thing, like, I liked it, and I know everyone universally hates that movie, okay? But, like, that's the thing. It worked for me and whatever. But the thing is like, if you don't like something, you shouldn't. I don't know why you're like held like at gunpoint because you didn't like it, and it's just like.
Listen,
it's like Oppenheimer, right? Like,
how
upset is Universal going to be at me because I didn't sing it like a 10 out of 10 praise? Like, but it's still a decent movie. Like, I still thought it was like, there's elements to it that I really like, but I just think as a whole, like, it doesn't really work for me entirely.
Yeah,
but the thing is, like, it's not like I'm sitting there going like, "Fuck this movie, I hope it burns in hell and never comes back to life."
That was afraid. I would love to Itchy and Scratchy that. There's an episode. Do you ever watch Simpsons with Itchy and Scratchy?
Yes.
So you know, like, there's the one where he this would be me with Beau is Afraid, when I think it's Itchy's the mouse, right? Because Scratchy's got to be the cat. So he kills Scratchy, and Scratchy's like at the bottom of the well, and he starts playing his harp and comes out of the well, and then Itchy's sitting there with a gun and blows his brains out again. I go, that would be me with Beau is Afraid. As soon as his dad, "No, go back and kill it again." I can't. That is one of the worst movies ever made. But listen, we do get passionate, me more than you. Like, I'm ruthless, but the thing is we love these films, and what's wrong with that? I mean, I didn't say I don't know. You know, people take it so personally. Like, when I say Everything Everywhere is the most overrated movie of the past forever, right? And then they go, "Oh, well, you hate all Asian films." I'm like, wait a second, help me out. What films do I love featuring all Asian casts over the past several years? Farewell. Go back to Decision to Leave. Huge fan of that film. Obviously, Parasite. Go back to Shoplifters. Go back to Minari. Return to Seoul. I mean, what was the one that just came out that I really liked from Sony Pictures Classic? It's a very good debut. Shortcomings. So that's the thing. And then they go, "Whoa, wait, maybe he doesn't hate every movie that has Asian." Oh, man, people are bad. Just disregard them, Scott. Just don't listen to them. Say what you want to say about the film and just move on.
I think it's just like it's just that's the reality of it. It's just like you're gonna have a different, like, people are gonna have a different opinion. They're gonna see different things in movies that sometimes, like, you're just not gonna see what other people see. I mean, listen. There's that.
They're still wrong.
They're
wrong.
Sorry, but it's just it's just what it is. But I will never understand that, you know, because I don't think I've ever went through an entire year I mean, and I don't know if you have either, where I've actively disliked every single film like a studio put out. Right? There's always
No.
something. There's always
Yeah.
something where I
You're
come
not a
out of it
shill.
and I go like, you know, I didn't like X, Y, and Z, but this movie was really like this is the crown achievement that they had this year. You know, and it's just again it's weird because that's the art of filmmaking, and especially when you're putting out as many movies as you're putting out now. Like
Yeah.
this is not like when we grew up and we were watching movies and there was like two big movies a week, right?
Oh, at
And
least, yeah.
now you have like on certain weeks you have like four big movies and then you have like 25 independent movies that like half of them never see the light of day more than a theater or two either in New York or LA.
Are you talking
They
about
never go.
Netflix movies now or what?
No, I'm just talking about
I had to dig Netflix again. By the way, do you think I'm ever getting invited to another Netflix? If just for fun, this award season, will you RSVP for a Netflix event and I will come with you and I want to count the seconds before someone arrives and says he can't come in. Like literally some burly ass this guy's not coming in. In fact, rough him up. Go over there and punch him in the face. I mean, dude, do you think I'd even like set foot near a Netflix event after everything I've said? No, of course not. But it'd be hilarious, dude. That'd be a wonderful stream. I should do it live.
they're still waiting for your invite to see The Gray Man 2 once it comes out.
Oh my God, that was it. Actually, that wasn't. You know what's funny? I don't think that was quite the end, but that was close to it. They're like, hey, Erick, but remember, real quickly, and then I'm gonna let Scott go. I'm gonna tell the Gray Man story because you were there and you know this is what happened. So I go to the Gray Man and they said, okay, you can come see it. I had to beg them because I was like, I want to see it on the big screen. So they said you can come. So I go down. It's at the TCL, the big theater, right? And so I go Chinese theater, and I'm walking down the carpet with you. I was walking down the carpet with Menzel. The two of us are like, we're going to a premiere. This is fantastic. I'm excited because I like Ryan Gosling. I liked, and obviously Endgame. I did not like Cherry, but I was like, okay, this is probably going to be fun. Let's check this out with Evans and D'Arma. And then I get to this point in the carpet. Scott, tell me if I'm telling it wrong. And I get there, and there's like a security guard. And when we walked in, they gave us wristbands. I think mine was like black and yours was red. Whatever, doesn't matter. They were different colors. And we get there, and he looked at mine, and he goes, "You're going this way, and you, Scott, are going over here to the open bar with all the celebrities. Go hang out. You, Erick, are going this way." That's exactly what just happened at that premiere. I think I lost Menzel and bring it back. But is that not what happened? Did you hear what?
Yes,
remember?
I did. Yeah,
they said you
this.
aren't good enough, Erick, which is fair.
Side. Yes.
So that was, and then I trashed.
Menzel,
not because of that.
You go on this side because we don't know if you're going to like this.
No, but Menzel, you're more important. That's what that moment was, which is fair. But they literally go, "You're going this way," and Menzel, you're going to the drinks. And you know what I got? This is the best part. And then you're gone because I know you're busy and you're going to watch more movies. By the way, when are you going to Toronto? And then before
I leave on Wednesday.
Okay, Wednesday. So he's going to Toronto. We'll talk to him again next week and get a wrap. Okay, so just quickly. So when I got sent into the theater and you were out on the carpet drinking, it was a beautiful night, by the way, like unbelievably gorgeous. Yeah. I was watching you drink on the screen. So I'm in the theater sitting down watching on this gigantic IMAX size screen Scott Menzel. There he is out there. He's drinking a vodka tonic, it looks like. What the heck? Like, that was the lowest moment of my life. I want you to know that.
Oh.
It's okay. It's all good. And you wonder why I hate Netflix. That's not why. That's just another reason to destroy Netflix constantly here on MMT. Scott Menzel, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. And
all right, buddy.
Yeah, I'm going to book you next week. Okay, next Sunday, because I want to hear after Toronto. I want you to be thinking about this, ranking your top 5 films and where you think what they're going to do Oscar-wise. Okay.
Absolutely. Cool. Okay.
And by the way, thank you. Congratulations, everybody, to Scott. Send it to him for the new HCA relaunch. Quickly, what is it called now? It's not Hollywood Critics Association. It's what? Hollywood?
It's a Hollywood Creative Alliance.
Okay. And
that's so we can create more of a community that expands outside just film critics.
Awesome. Scott Menzel, one of my best buddies. He's a great guy, and because he's a free-thinking individual, the kind we like here on MMT. Thank you, Scott Menzel. Be safe. Safe travels to Toronto. I'll talk to you next week.
All right. Talk to you next week. Bye.
Thank you, good sir. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Let's do a couple super chats. Thanks for everyone who's here. That was fun. Scott's he's just a good guy. And I surround myself with that didn't come out right. I surround myself with people that I think are legit humans. Like, they're not shills for sure, and they're good people. I know you get a lot of you like, well, Weber's a jerk. No, I'm not. I'm a good person. I'm just can come off as a jerk. I'm not a real jerk. Here's someone asked for this. It's the Gray Man popcorn box. Kuzma's like, how many execs do watch? No question. Because I told you when the Universal person said he's right about the Fabelmans. There's the Gray Man popcorn box from the night that I went to the premiere and then I destroyed the film. That stream is available for you. If you want to watch me go nuclear on a shit film, it is this film, The Gray Man. That was the beginning of the end of my relationship with Netflix, and I, to this day, don't give a shit. All right, let's continue. I thought there was more than one person. There's more. You guys are just dedicated MMTers, and I love you for it. The fact that you still remember the popcorn box from that night, that unbelievably horrendous night in my life, one of the worst. I'm going to go to a couple super chats, and then I'm going to do a little bit longer and go. That was fun. I actually, it's funny. I've been doing the show now for a year and a half, and I was almost at the point where I'm kind of like bored. I don't want to do the show. And I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to ebb and flow all the time. It's going to be, sometimes I'm super up to do it. Sometimes I'm not. I'm going to do my best. I think less is more. That's why we only do a Thursday show, which I'm going to make even shorter. And then the Sunday night show will be the longer show. But I love, Menzel's fun. I would have him on every week, honestly. And we just I would rip on him for liking The Whale. That's for sure. I mean, no question. But I'm happy to hear that Jodie Foster's good in Nyad, because I get to see her at the gym tomorrow, and I will definitely walk up to her and tell you. I'll tell you all about it. I'll say, I heard you're very good in the film. It's like, what? Any thoughts on Fincher's strike comments? Let's find out. I'm looking at it for the first time, so this is raw, unedited opinion right now, which is different from Hal on this channel. David Fincher talks Hollywood strikes in Venice. I can understand both sides. Let's read the exact quote. It's very sad for me. I can understand both sides. All we can do is encourage people to talk at the Venice Film Festival to launch his Netflix assassin movie on Sunday, The Killer. The Killer was made during the pandemic and the industry disruption. The director expressed regret that SAG-AFTRA and WGA, WAG. It's not WAG. Let's just rearrange the letters. WGA has now set down. By the way, that WAG was Warner Animation Group. Thank you so much, everybody. Give me the like for that. Nobody in the history of YouTube has ever brought up WAG, Warner's Animation Group, and then flipped it to WGA. That's why I said WAG. I'm very sad, obviously. I sit in the middle of both parties. Okay, now they talk about the kill. I don't want to talk about that. It's a very simple, very compelling oh, wait, that's it. That's all he says? Now he's talking about his movie. Well, okay, listen. Fincher, I understand what he's saying. It's you have to understand both sides. Whether you think studios are evil entities, which some of you do, and that's fine. I get it. I get why you think that. And I couldn't exist in the studio system. Good God. I'd walk into a meeting and I'd start going off on shit. Like, walk him out of here. I told you the first thing I'd do at Universal, I would have fired David Gordon Green for making that shit show of a film, Halloween Ends. I mean, fired. Get him out of here. And The Exorcist, you're off. We're reshooting the entire movie. Oh, God, if that movie's bad, wow, Universal. Wow. Okay, so I understand Fincher. You got the actors, and you got him. He wants to make movies. So he now can't promote The Killer. Like, Fassbender's not at Venice, right? I know that Adam Driver was there for Ferrari because they got that waiver because it was neon. But Netflix, no, they're not giving a waiver for Netflix because no one should give a waiver to Netflix because they don't even have a theatrical department, do they? Like, here's 4 theaters that we're going to put The Killer in. Not forget AMC Regal. Here's 4 theaters. So I understand what he's saying. I know that like people get angry, like, no, you have to understand there's 2 sides. I'm not saying I'm definitely for actors getting paid more. The majority of SAG members make like $0. You guys know that, right? It's like 90-some% of the actors have a paycheck that's like lower than you would get at McDonald's for working 5 hours a week. It's so low, and they pay the dues to be in SAG, and they don't even work. So it's like, what is it? Like 95% of SAG doesn't work. every day, here comes another gym story. When I go to the gym to see Jodie Foster carry the kettlebells, I pass Warner Brothers, and there's always a shit ton of actors out there now every day. So tomorrow, I don't know because it's a holiday. Maybe they won't be there. But I look and I'm like, I'll bet you most of y'all don't work, right? Because most actors don't work. They come out here to be stars, and it just doesn't happen because it's hard, man. Who you know? Did you get a lucky break? Did you do a favor for someone? Oh my God, Weber just said that. Halloween Ends is absolutely, for what it is. Let's quickly do another Halloween Ends thing, just fast, because I can't talk about this film ever again. This might be the last time. Gone Girl, curse you for this. But here's why it's bad. Because it is Michael Myers, it is John Carpenter, it's a legacy, and then you give us Corey in a tag team killer situation with Michael Myers. An Abomination is too kind. It is, I would absolutely erase that film. I would have Batgirled that if I worked at Universal, it would be gone. It wouldn't even exist. It would never be out. I don't care. I'd say we're going back and redoing the whole thing. Actually, I told you what I'd do. I'm not, I know you guys are like, oh, here goes Weber telling me. Here's how you fix it. Take Corey. The opening's amazing. Then the middle sucks, and then the ending's fine. It's what you want. Make Corey just a character that's like involved with Michael Myers hunting down people. Don't make him possessed by the ghost of Michael Myers as Myers lives in a drainage ditch, right? In the sewers. What is this shit? What is this shit? What am I watching? I missed a super chat, Omega Swiper. I'll get it. He's not there all the time because Barry, he works all the time. So I've only seen him a couple times. You know who else I saw? Taron Egerton. I have a picture. You guys, by the way, just so you guys know, for those of you who are new to the channel, or if you, I don't ever tell a story that's not true. I have never once in this history of this channel, a year and a half now, I have never once told a story about shit that happened in my life that is bullshit. Every single thing. And if you want proof that I work out at a gym with celebrities, go look for my picture with Taron Egerton. Hold on. You know what? Now I'm angry because someone's out there going, this guy just tells a bunch of nonsense stories. None of it's true. It's all a bunch of make-believe bullshit. He doesn't even live in L.A. He probably lives in Dayton, Ohio. My hometown was Columbus. I would never live in Dayton. So screw you guys who said that. Give me a second. Let me find Taron. I got to search on Twitter. Someone out there is going, oh God, now you riled Weber up. He's angry and he's going to have to prove you got. First of all, I have two pictures with Taron Egerton. Here's number one, y'all. There's number one. I think I might need to cut my hair like that. I looked handsome in that picture. Damn. What a dashing lass that guy is. All right, hold on. not Egerton, the guy on the right. The guy on the right's no, that was it, that thing. That was me and him outside of Rocket Man. This is, by the way, that's me on the Paramount lot outside the Sherry Lansing Theater. So what you're watching is real. I don't make shit up. There's Taron Egerton at the Critics' Choice. No, this was me at the Golden Globes taking a picture of watching the Golden Globes in the bar. So that's me at the Golden Globes. What else do you guys want? This is real shit, you guys. I don't make things up. Hold on. Where's the picture? There he is again. By the way, that's Taron Egerton and the most lovely woman in the world, Diane Warren. Are you guys ready for another story? Here's another Weber story. I've been to Diane Warren's house. The night this is what you get. You get access. When I was at an event, I saw Diane Warren. I went up to her and I told her I loved a song that no one's ever told her that she loved. It's by Kathy Tricoli. And it's called Everything Changes. If someone comes in and remembers that from the 90s, you are better. You are the best, my favoriteest MMTer ever. She goes, what? How did you know that I wrote that song? Because I love Kathy Tricoli. Everything changes. Dun, dun. It's like one of those upbeat, ditty, 90 early songs. Oh, my early 90s, just awesome pop. So she goes, oh my God. And we started having this conversation, and she's so cool, Diane Warren. So here's what happened. So Diane Warren, the night of the Oscars, Diane Warren always has a party at her house. Okay. Listen, so she has this party because she's nominated virtually every year, right? She gets nominated every year for song. So she said, hey, come up to my house and you can hang out on Oscar evening, the morning of the Oscar nominations. We're going to stay up all night and we're going to get ready for the announcement in the morning. So I go, no joke, I go to Diane Warren's house. I'm not going to say where it is. I don't want that. I'm going to keep that in confidence. My buddy and I walk down the street, and I go, we're walking into Diane Warren's house. If you guys don't know Diane, she's one of the biggest songwriters ever. She wrote My Heart Will Go On from Titanic, right? One of the biggest, most successful singles in the history of music. She has so many hit songs. So she goes, so I get to her house, the door's like ajar, and we walk in, and there she is. And there's a whole bunch of other people. I'm like, hi, guys. How you doing? They're like, who the hell's this? And who's the other guy? The two of us walked in. She had a stack of pizza boxes, and it was a little cold because we got there late. I got there at like 2 in the morning. I'm not even kidding you. And we hung out for like an hour and a half, and it was like 3:30, and I'm like late as hell. I'm never up that late. And I'm like, I'm at Diane Warren's house, and I can stay here until they announce this shit in 2 hours. I'm tired. I'm going home, going to bed. I said, goodbye, Diane, and we walked out the door. That's my Diane Warren story. So if you ever question whether I live this shit, I don't even care anymore about it. But when I did live it, I did this stuff. Where's the picture of me and Edgerton? Damn it. Hold on. Let me see if I can find him. I'm going to find it. He's at the gym. That's me jumping. Yeah, I got it. Here we go, everybody. You guys ready? Can you see it? There we go. That's me at the gym with Taron Edgerton. So screw you guys who say this guy's a liar. Weber makes shit up. The rest of these YouTube guys, you know where they are? They're all in like random states. They don't live this shit. I'm working out with Taron Edgerton. That's what I do. Well, I asked him for a selfie. That was it. That's all but he was, yeah, I get told this a lot. But yeah, that's me and Taron trying to show off my guns. So there you go, guys. Don't question if I tell true stories. I tell true stories. I don't make shit up. Indie Phantom, welcome back. Zombie films. What? I don't know. Edgerton got you. Oh my God, totally jobbed from he should have been nominated for Rocket Man. Have we talked about why? This is the longest MMT in a while, by the way, because I just feel like I'm on fire. I feel like the Holy Spirit has moved inside me. No, something is taking over. That's sacrilegious, Weber. Here's the deal: is that when Rocket Man came out, it was May of 2019. And what Paramount did to that film was screw it over because they put it out in May, and then it didn't do that well at the box office. They were hoping to capitalize on Bohemian Rhapsody and kind of get that shine off of that. Remember, Bohemian had just won the Oscars, all that shit, and then they said, let's put Rocket Man out because it's another biopic, I would say better film. It's not a perfect film. The problem with Rocket Man is that once we get into every Elton John song, the second it gets good, Dexter rips the song out. Like, great example, when he's singing Rocket Man, he's at Dodger Stadium. He's like, Rocket Man, and it's like, and then the song disappears. You're like, wait, I'm ready to, why did you just cut the song off? Watch Rocket Man again. Because he tried to get all the songs in. The problem is he cuts them all off. It's premature ejaculation. Oh my God, I can't believe but it's true. Actually, it's not. It's blue balls. Oh, Weber, you're canceled. It is. It's literally you just teased us and then you yanked it away. My bad. It's not premature ejaculation. There goes everybody. They're like, good God, Weber's lost it tonight. It is blue balls. That's what Dexter does in Rocket Man. But back to why it didn't do well. It didn't do well box office-wise. And then you had this long wait for the Oscar season. Then they tried to, as you saw at the party, I was at the party with Taron Edgerton. One more time to the party picture because I was at the party. Weber wasn't. By the way, real quick, hold on. Oh, shit. Where'd it go? Damn it. I just had like a really good tweet I was going to share you guys. Damn it. Anyhow, what happens is when you lose, by the way, one more for me. One more for me, guys. Give me a second. One more because I'm just on fire tonight. You guys are getting treated to all the shit. For those of you who are like, Weber just makes a bunch of shit up. He's a liar. He talks about the gym. This is me jumping 42 inches. Watch. Hell yeah. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Ain't no other film people doing that shit. Nobody hanging out with Taron Edgerton and Jodie Foster and jumping 42-inch boxes, going to Diane Warren's house, eating pizza. Nobody does this shit. They're all wannabes. They all want to have that shit, but they don't actually live it. We live this shit. We don't just talk it. We go out there and get it. That's how we do it. Leave me alone with my chicken legs. One more time for the jump, everybody. This is not altered video. There's no CGI involved. Watch. Stop. Okay, by the way, that's a 0 platform. Do you see? I didn't even take a step. Let's make sure this is clear. I'm going to make it bigger. I did not take a step. This is straight vert up. Ready, set, and load. Bang. Like a cat. Correct? What do you mean? If I skip leg day, I couldn't do what I just did. Could I? Like, how could I just do what I just did if I skip leg day? Wham! Look at that shit. I should slow-mo it. It's poetic. It's beautiful. Poetry in motion. All right, enough of me jumping boxes. So anyhow, where was I about Rocket Man? Oh, yeah, the fact that it wasn't an Oscar success. It won song, but it won song. The reason it didn't get production design and certainly Taron Egerton, it should have production design and Egerton for actor, is because it was too early, and then you try to rebuild buzz. And the problem is with early in the year films, with the exception of Everything Everywhere, Black Panther, Get Out, what do they have in common? I'll let you guys know. You figure that out. If you don't have something going for you outside of that realm on your Rocket Man, rebuilding interest in your film is very hard. So Paramount put the film, cliche alert, behind the 8 ball by making it so early in the year they couldn't bring it back. Does that make sense to you guys? Thank you, guys. You get everything here. You get box jumping, Diane Warren stories, and random opinions about film. All right, I'm out of here in just a few minutes, guys. It's too long. This show's already way too long. It's a terrible show how it is, and the fact that it's longer is probably on a torturous level, very much as a Beau is Afraid. It's the Beau is Afraid of YouTube channels. That's true. This episode was brought to you by Erick's Gym, filled with famous Hollywood actors, and Pauly Shore. And someone else from, I told you, Ian Ziering and Jodie Foster, Taron Egerton, the guy from Dragons, the House of Dragons, whatever. I don't watch the show. He was there. The one guy, Will Vilder, he's a good-looking dude. He was there. I'm bigger than he is, but whatever. Sean Fennessy's the man. I don't care. Listen, John, I don't know if John's even around. This is like a half an hour off the comment. I don't care how much you know about movies. You could be like a scholar. That's not, it doesn't matter. Like, that doesn't matter to evaluations. It really doesn't. You can, yes, certainly see other films in work, right? You go, okay, well, this director was influenced, but not from just the evaluation. Does the film work? And Fantasy doesn't know shit about film when it comes to evaluation. You don't recommend Babylon and Beau is Afraid. You can't. If you do, you're telling the universe and anyone who's paying attention that you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You're speaking to the smallest sliver of the pie. Bottoms, I don't want to talk about it. It's such a bad film. The more I think about it, it's terrible. It's so mean-spirited. If you haven't seen it yet, just wait. You tell me what's entertaining about the girl that goes out to fight the guy, and when she's on the ground, he walks up and kicks her in the face. This is disgusting. The film is abhorrent. And we're going to talk about it like it's great. But, men are evil, so he's going to kick some girl in the face. Like, what? How is that entertaining? Bottoms is one of the worst films of the year. It's right there with Beau is Afraid, and it's an embarrassment if you recommend that film. There's no way out of that. You're telling me that kicking a girl in the face is good? Oh, I'm angry. I'm stopping. I was in such a good mood tonight. I didn't go off on shills or any of that shit. Hold on. I missed a super chat. Give me a second. I'm looking. God, there's too many. This is what happens when I don't have producer Nate. I'm screwed. Who's Barry Sloan? Do I know who that is? Omega Swiper? Hold on. Let me look up. Hold on. Let me look real quickly at who. Oh, wait. Why am I? Forget it. I give up. Let's watch me box jump one more time. Hold on. There it is. Wait. Yeah. Let's go. Roll up. I'm going to be the only fitness film channel. I'm going to rebrand the channel Fitness and Film. Would you guys like that? Thumbs up or thumbs down on that? Fitness and Film. Because no one's ever done that. That's like the most random combination, right? It's like pineapple on pizza. What? Who did that? Fitness and Film? There's no film people that are fit. Who the hell are you talking? There's not a oh shit, Weber is. But he's an arrogant asshole. No, I'm not. I'm just a loudmouth. There's a big difference between the two. I just say things, but I prove it. I told you, when I tell you a story, it's true. It's real. Hold on. Who the hell's Barry Sloane? I got to look. I've never seen this guy in my life, Omega Swiper. Who the hell is Barry Sloane? Can someone tell me who this guy is? I have no idea who that is. I've never seen him in anything. Good looking dude. He looks kind of like Tom Hardy. He looks like a version of Tom Hardy, like a less edgy Tom Hardy. Okay, here's what he was in. Revenge, TV show. Didn't see it. These are all TV shows. Omega Swiper, how do you expect me to know who a dude is that's on TV shows? I don't watch TV. He looks like he's in pretty good shape. He's got good traps. Hold on. There it is. I don't know who. Does anyone tell me who this guy? What should I watch to see who this guy is? He's done any movies. He's done that. I can tell you right now. Here's your problem, Omega Swiper. He's only done TV shows. You know what that tells me? He's not a good actor. Because the reality is, if you're a good actor, you're going to get to films. Films does not allow bad acting. They do with Tiffany Haddish in The Card Counter. Was that what it was called? Was it called The Card? To get out of TV, you got to get out of TV jail. You got to be a good actor. The film won't allow it. They'll, unless you're Tom Hanks and Elvis. Oh, I mean, the fact that Elvis is as good as it is and is entertaining is a testament to Baz Luhrmann, and also the fact that Austin Butler absolutely slaughtered that. Right, he's so great in that role. And then you have Baz's direction, and then somehow you get over the fact that Tom Hanks, arguably the lead, is so awful with the accent and everything. If he would go back in and not do the accent, that would have been so much better. The fact he tried to do that, come here, boy, I can't even, by the way, I don't know what that was. Come here, Elvis, I am going to make you a star. What the fuck? What? I mean, it was close. I think it sounds better than what he did. Elvis, I'm going to make you, now that's not British. Shit! I don't know what the accent was, but it's fucking horrible. Then he's got the makeup on. So bad. It's so bad. All right, less than 5, and then I'm out of here. Less than 5. Any other super? I got to all the super chats, didn't I? I think I got to everything. For the cheapskates out there, I even got to some of your comments. Now he's bad-mouthing his audience. Well, that's what you get. When you don't super chat, I'm going to trash you. Although I did use a lot of comments that weren't. A lot of you cheap asses. I'll take 99-cent, not a coffee. I don't want a coffee. I want a fountain diet Mountain Dew. It's 99 cents. If I get it at Extra Mile, it's like 78. That's all I need, a 78-cent super chat. And you will pay for my drink tomorrow when I walk in to get either Diet Coke or Diet Mountain Dew. By the way, how many do I have a day? I start the day with 3 Diet Mountain Dews, and then at the gym, I have at least one. No, it's always one. Rockstar, Bang, C4, Ghost, Monster. One of those 5. I have one of those, and then I also have a pre-workout. So my caffeine levels somewhere around 10 grams a day. Not milligrams, 10 grams of caffeine. I am a caffeine whore, and I literally would do lines of caffeine, and it wouldn't even affect me. I drink all this shit now. I have so many where am I? If you guys saw, I just went to the recycling, and I literally turned in like 2 trash cans full of Diet Mountain Dew, seltzer water, and energy drinks, because that's all I subsist on. Other than eating decent. I eat food. I like protein bars because they're easy to travel. And I also like, whey protein shake. And then I have every night the same meal. It is a chicken burrito with black beans, avocado, and Walmart salsa, which is the best salsa in the world. Yeah, Jerry, I know. Now, Scott, he listen, I'll make a deal with Scott. Whatever super chats we get next week for Scott, I will split. So if you guys come in with $100 in super chats, yeah, good luck. Then I will give him 50, because that's who I am. I'm a good person. As opposed to everything people have terrible in the piece of garbage. He has such a loud mouth. He doesn't know what he's. No, they never say that. They can't say that. They definitely never say he doesn't know what he's talking about, because they go, oh shit, he does. It's not a good film, but it's also because of Tiffany Haddish. HBO actors do movies. Okay, it's not really TV though. Barry Sloane is a mocap actor of motion capture. Thank you. It took me a second. I'm like, what the hell is mocap? See, I got it though. Call of Duty. Wow, that's something. He must be a real thespian. So in other words, he looks good. So he's like me. He looks. Screw you. Gone Girl, I got to watch my calories. Yeah, give me one more super chat, Omega Swiper. One more and we'll leave. Last one. Whatever you want to do. If you want me to list my top 5 porn channels, I'll do it. I mean, we did talk about it earlier. Well, he's stuck in television. He's stuck. Eddie, then I see super chat. Is Diet Mountain Dew? Okay, that's a great Eddie. These are the questions I really want to talk about. Is what you just asked. This is one of the best questions I've ever had. Is Diet Mountain Dew better than Mountain Dew Zero? Okay, they're different because Mountain Dew Zero has less carbonation. So you have more of a flatter taste to it. It almost tastes a little sweeter. So it really does feel like zero sugar. The Diet Mountain Dew has a kick to it with the fizz. It's got more carbonation. And they're two different distinct tastes. If you were to present both of them to me in a blind taste test, I would definitely be able to tell which one was Mountain Dew Zero and Diet Mountain Dew. No question about it. Okay, Omega Swiper, then we're out of here, guys. Barry Sloane is TV, but so was Goldie Pierce. One title could be Sting AB, Don't Get Stung. Listen, here's the deal. Yes, there are people that have made the transition. Who am I going with here? Help me out, everybody. Robin Williams, who have gone from television to movies with really good success. There's been others throughout the years, some who didn't, such as Heather Locklear. God, she was so hot in the 80s. Oh, my God. Like, in the 80s, anybody who grew up in the 80s, Heather Locklear was like the pinup girl, but she was really like, what female form do you think is like the hottest thing possible? Heather Locklear, boom, there it is. Why do you think she was so big on Melrose Place? God, that was a good show. Entertaining trash. Okay. So yeah, everyone can be one step away. For every Heather Locklear, there's Robin Williams. For every, give me a second. Oh, Tom Hanks. Forget Elvis, everything else. So yes, you can make the jump. I'm gonna be cautious about your Barry Sloane boy. Okay, Omega Swiper. I know he's a good-looking guy, but I just need to watch some of his work. And you guys know, if I see it and I don't think he's good, I'm gonna be ruthless about it because that's what we do here. And so does Menzel. That's why he's the best guest ever to have. And what a treat it was tonight, Scott Menzel. Thanks for being here. Not just a friend, but a good person and a very smart guy who is fearless in the space where most people are shills and or wannabes and or want to do this shit for access. I just listed all the things that I've done, and let me just be honest with you guys. I mean this. When I was at Diane Warren's house eating cold pizza, I was like, it's cool, but I also am happy to hang out tomorrow at the gym. These are human beings. Everybody has value. You know, a star is not better than whoever. We're all people. We're all human beings, right? So I don't get so excited about, hey, there's such and such. Now, if I like their work, if I think that they're a talented director, certainly directors, cinematographers, score, at the time I geeked out to Atticus Ross. I tell you that story before we go here. I was at at a place called the Ross House. It's a big, expensive mansion up in the hills. And it was a party for, I think it was a Brian Wilson documentary, and Atticus Ross was there, and he's a very soft-spoken guy. But I go, that's Atticus Ross. I can't not say something to that guy. So I walked up. He was kind of doing his own thing, and I walked up and I go, hey, Atticus, and this is talk about random. I go, I want you to know that your score for the Book of Eli is way too good for the film. And he looked at me like, who the hell are you? And what? No one has ever said that to me in my life. That's what I specialize in. Just like I told you with the Kathy Tricoli, Diane Warren thing. Because these people are bombarded by all the time. Oh, your score for Social Network. Yeah, I mean, we did talk about that after, but I wanted to set the stage with the Book of Eli, which his score, and I believe it's not Hypnotic. What's the name of the song? Something like that. It's a singular piece from that, just one composition. Oh my God. It's so good. Panoramic. Okay. Panoramic. The fact I pulled that out, I don't know how this works sometimes. That is one of the best. It's too good for the film. And he looked at me like, that's a compliment, but it's interesting because that's weird. But yes, you're right. It is. He didn't say that, but he kind of looked at me with a smile because it is. The Book of Eli is fine, but the score is like Oscar contender, and he did that by himself. That was not Reznor. That was just Atticus Ross. So when you know these things, when you go up to Diane Warren with a random 90s song that no one knew she wrote, what happens? What's going to happen? At that moment, they're going to go, oh shit, I'm open to more shit from you because you just gave me something that everyone else didn't. And when you do that, that's cool, but also it's also a sign of appreciation for what that person actually does. If someone came up to me and said, that Gray Man popcorn box is really getting abused, I would laugh and I'd go, you watch MMT, right? So, just think about that. Next time you meet whoever it is and they're regular people, think about something that's not going to be the obvious go-to throw card, right? Think about something when you go to Brad Pitt. I'd have to think about that. Oh my God. No. I already know. I would go to Brad Pitt and first of all, man crush, no question, Brad Pitt. I would go and just absolutely lose my shit over Ad Astra because I think Ad Astra is one of the most criminally underrated films of the past decade plus, and how that didn't win, not just not nominate. How did that not win? Gravity got 7 Oscars. As I sent in the tweet, Ad Astra should have 77 Oscars. It's a better film. Score, cinematography, the overall just feel, James Gray, that feel of that film. God, I love Ad Astra. I'm so glad I got to see it on the big screen 2 times. I wish I would have seen it 3 or 4 times. What an underrated, I'm not going to say it's a masterpiece because I don't think the screenplay is great on the end when he meets Dad way out in the middle of Neptune or whatever the hell they are. That is weird. That didn't quite work. Doesn't quite land. But everything up to there, the mood of that film is exactly what I want to watch when I watch a film. It takes you almost spiritually to another plane. And that's why I love Ad Astra. That's why I talked to Brad Pitt about it. So just think about that. Whenever you meet somebody, whoever, you're going to run into them, especially in LA. Nope. One more story. Another example. Jason Segel. I'm in Pasadena. I'm walking down Old Town and I'm on Colorado. And I go, holy shit, that's Jason Segel. And I go, oh my God. You guys don't understand. If we haven't talked about this before, it is your MMT must-see. I think I've done it before, but I'm going to do it again because I don't have it in front of me with the graphic. The end of the tour. And he is, oh my God, Jason Segel. How did he not win awards that year, let alone get nominated for anything with Jesse Eisenberg? One of my favorite A24 films is The End of the Tour, and having a moment to go up to Jason Segel, and I told him exactly that. Of all the things that still bug me to this day, it's the fact that you were not nominated for an Oscar for The End of the Tour. And he looked at me like, he goes, thanks, man. And he was really low key, but no one's ever told him that. But yet it's heartfelt. I fully believe that. And that resonates with them on a spiritual level, almost like soul to soul, because they're like, this is not a bullshit guy. In Hollywood, there's too many of these people that go up and go, I loved all your stuff. The movie's so great. And the director's like, what the hell? When I met, Bo Burnham, after 8th grade, everyone was like, it's so good. Isn't that fun? And I went up to him and I said, Anna Meredith's score in this film is really great. The choices made. And he, all of a sudden, I know I've told the story. He went like this, right? When they're doing things like, thank you. He's like this. He goes like this. Here's Bo Burnham. He goes, you're right. And I go, yeah, 100%. Like that's one of the reasons the film goes that next level, because of what her choices from a composing standpoint does to the film. And he looked at me like, oh my God. And this is great. You're never going to, this is how it all wraps together. When you hit them with this stuff, here's what they remember. When I saw Bo Burnham at the A24 party that year, yes, I went to, no, I'm never getting invited to A24 party again, but when it was, times were good with A24, even though I love A24, but I also hate, it's a love-hate relationship. When I saw Bo Burnham, I went up and I said, hey, you're not going to remember. He goes, yes, I am. You're the one who said Anna Meredith score. And I go, that's it. Because it's truthful and it's different and it's absolutely based in what you believe, and that comes across as genuine. And hopefully that's what this channel does, guys. Ultimately, this was a fun show. I'm glad we had it because I feel re-energized. Menzel, thank you, sir. You helped. We'll be back on Thursday talking about The Nun 2. Oh my God. Why do I have to do this stuff? Like, literally, why? I already suffered through Equalizer 3. Totally forgettable. I mean, it's not terrible. It's just not good. It's not great cinema, right? It's September shit. Late August, September shit. And we're going to get more of it over the next few weeks. So let's try to come up with some good ideas for the show. Thanks for being here, guys. And again, the deal is next Sunday with Scott Menzel. Super Chats split 50-50. Not more than that. 50-50. I'm not giving him more than 50. No. 50-50 is good. That's fair. Gore would never do that. Oh my God. So sorry, guys. I couldn't stop. All right, I'm out of here. Thanks for being here, guys. See you Thursday. Enjoy your Labor Day for those of you who celebrate the art of work and having the day off. I don't know what.